who's really going to be the big loser here? Are the CEOs who no longer have a voice there, or is it the president?
Well, ultimately, I think it'll be the American people who are the big losers if the president is completely shut off from mainstream America. And these were important mainstream business leaders. And just to give this a little context, the reason why a president, any president, would want to bring in business leaders to be part of his team is to, first of all, get their good advice and understand a little bit what about American business thinks. The president has a big agenda, which includes things like tax reform and a lot of business reforms. He is a very business-friendly president by most standards.
Seems to be,
the
right?
market is doing so well, probably because business thinks they're not going to be regulated as much under a Republican president.
Right.
But because because Donald Trump is kind of so unusual, and because he became president with 3 million less votes than the winner of the actual election, Hillary Clinton, these groups were particularly important for them to add to the White House's sense of normalcy, a sense now that Trump was in there, business was going to rally around.
Right, there was going to be some logical, rational thinkers around him and advisors,
So this is a tremendous loss, I think, both a symbolic loss, but a loss of all this input and good advice to this particular president.
Now, you have, when you were in the Clinton White House, you noted that, you had put together these councils as well, and you liaised between the White House and the business community. So, what does it take to put these councils together? And what does it mean when he's disbanded them? What exactly does that mean to the relationship between these CEOs and the White House?
Well, these relationships are immediately and completely frayed. I mean, once you resign,
you're not welcome anymore.
You're not welcome anymore. No, I mean, if you're appointed, to be appointed to a presidential council is a great honor. No matter who the president is, to be asked to serve your country on the presidential council, I'm sure these chief executives thought it was a great honor. No matter who the president is.
But do they have to worry about getting targeted then?
Well, here's what I think happens in this particular instance is even though it is an honor to serve on a presidential council and be asked to serve the country and to give the country the benefit of your thinking, people's employees started to spend a lot of time talking about, well, why is our CEO on this business council with this president that is saying all this crazy stuff? And people hear from their families, and it gets very difficult for a CEO. If you're working in a company and all your folks are talking about whether or not you should be on this Trump's business council, the work of your company is not getting done.